Hey, what's up? I'm Darkbblue, trying to help everyone enjoy games in depth. This is the last video of Chronicon into depth. Now we'll be talking about the only thing left in this game that hasn't been done yet. High-level endless dungeon anomaly. I'll show you how to get to higher levels first until you reach the limit of your build. Generally speaking, the major obstacle you will meet when you try to progress the levels of the endless mode is not the difficulty of enemies, as their stats progress rather smoothly. Instead, if you want to progress multiple levels in one run, which is quite mandatory as usually the limit of a build is hundreds of levels, you need to spend some crystals, which can be extremely expensive. Therefore, we are actually talking about how to farm crystals. So this is our solution. You need a specific attribute that spawns additional crystals on kill, which can be rolled in the epic slots of rings and amulets. Then you need a relic called Relentless Resurrection to trigger this on-kill effect without killing enemies. But as you can see, this energy requires a certain relic, so not all builds are compatible with it. Specifically, the health energy we talked about in the last video already uses this relic, so builds utilizing the health energy is usually compatible. Therefore, I recommend choosing a health-based build for Relentless mode progression. Before you reach hundreds of levels, usually you don't need to mind the general strength of your selected build, as most builds can do it, so you can simply focus on whether a build can be used to farm crystals. And this is my personal build for Warden progression as a reference. As you can see, it is a health-based build, and it hits very frequently to trigger the crystal spawning effect more often. Once you reach hundreds of levels, it's time to do the infinite crystal farming. The key idea is to frequently hit enemies without killing them, so that the crystals will keep spawning. Before you reach this high level, enemies would be too fragile to sustain your attack, for which we didn't start this infinite farming until now. As introduced in my previous videos, infinite stacking is the key to defeat high-level enemies, as the more time you spend in the current combat, the more damage you can do. However, when farming crystals, well, we don't want to do that very high damage. Therefore, you need to unequip all the gears that grant you infinite stacking to lower your damage. After that, you can keep pressing the attack button and see the crystals popping out. Of course, well, I know you don't want to literally keep pressing the button for minutes. So, you can change your key binding to none by pressing ESC when binding the key. In this way, your character will automatically attack, allowing AFK crystal farming. With this method, you could easily satisfy the huge crystal consumption required by the expedition tree. With all the previous videos and this one, I have walked you through all the content of Chronicon, enabling you to enjoy the game in depth. I hope you can find your own fun in this game. If you want to play games into depth together with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.